Hi everybody, John Melody here, back for season 2 of Off the Pitch podcast with Erie Commodores. I am very happy and excited to introduce to you Coach Catalin Nastuta. Tell us, Catalin, you were born in Romania, you moved to Spain. Give the viewers a little bit of your history.
Well, thanks for the introduction, John. I'm very excited to be part of the club, new head coach this year. My name is Catalin Nastuta. As you said, I'm originally from Romania, born and raised in Spain, and moved here to America 5 years ago. Had a scholarship to play in New Mexico and Oklahoma, and in the past years I had previous coaching experience for Erie Commodores, and this new year for Point Park as well, and now here at Erie Commodores.
So this is your first head coaching job. And I think that's what's lovely about NPSL and this level. And I look back through the history of our team and the amount of guys that this was their first head coaching job that have gone on and done great things in coaching. Makes me kind of proud that we provide that platform for young guys like yourself to kind of, get your, cut your teeth in coaching, so to speak, and press on. And I want to talk to you in 10 or 15 years and you tell me how well you're doing as a head coach of some big club. So excited for the challenge.
Definitely. First of all, thanks for having me and believing in me at the same time. But I think being in the game so long, it just changes a bit. Having the name of head coach, assistant coach, player is just different regards of soccer. So as long as you know soccer, it's just a new challenge, and I'm ready to take it. With my coaching staff that I'm going to bring this summer, and I think it's going to be a winning summer for us.
Tell me what Erie can expect from the 2026 season.
I think this is going to be a different season. First of all, with the World Cup happening very soon, it's going to mean a lot for soccer, especially in Erie. And first of all, for the Commodores, I think it's going to be different. We're having a lot of talent coming in from different Division 1 schools, Division 2s, NAS, and all over the country. I think we're going to give some good soccer to Erie.
We've been part of the NPSL now for, since 2009, barring the COVID year, which we missed in 2020, there was no season. This is 17, 18 seasons in, and I like when I hear you say this is going to be a bit of a different year. We've had a little bit of last season was pretty good. A couple of seasons before that, maybe not so good. We started very, very well in 2009 through 14 or 15. Again, 17 and 18, we were decent. So, it's 2026 now, and elaborate on some of the players you're bringing in and what you're excited about.
I think, as you said, the foundation was set last year. Making the playoffs after a long time was good, but now we have to build on that. Now the goal for this year is to win the conference.
And I love when coaches tell me that, because if you're not enthusiastic about it at this time of the year, you never can be enthusiastic about it. So you're bringing, again, you elaborated or you spoke about a World Cup year, which obviously puts an extra microscope on soccer. And just generally, and the fact that it's in North America is fantastic. So the times will be right for viewership. And I've even tried to do the schedule. Sometimes are out. I know you're Spanish. I don't think we have any games when Spain are playing the prelim games. We have 5 or 6 Spanish guys coming in. But just talk about the nations we have coming in to represent us this summer.
I think it's going to be a very different group. We have from all over the world. I think we have about 7 players from Spain, 3 Japanese players, Brazilian, Argentinian, German. So, the big teams, the big countries that are going to be in the World Cup at Erie Commodores, they're going to be represented by our own players this summer.
So you don't think that the US has a chance of winning the World Cup? Is that what you're saying? You didn't mention it there.
I think they do. I think they actually do.
I think they do as well, actually, yeah.
They've been growing a lot, especially. And now you can see nowadays that many players, young players from the MLS, they're going over to Europe. They're playing in First Division, Premier League, La Liga. So I think this is going to be a big year. I think it's one of the underdogs, to be fair.
Yeah. When you're playing at home, and I think that's huge. When you're playing in front of your own crowd, it's, is that worth an extra goal in the prelim games? I mean, it's worth something to be playing at home in front of your home fans for sure. So I'm excited about a Commodore season. I'm excited about the World Cup. I'm just excited about soccer this summer for sure.
I think it's going to be one of the best in Erie, to be fair.
Right. Okay. We look forward to it. Again, we've been in the NPSL for a while. We're in the Great Lakes Conference. We've seen teams come and teams go, over the last number of years. But one of the constant is an Erie-Cleveland rivalry that has become something special. We were fortunate enough to beat them in the last game of the season last year to make that final playoff spot. So, there's no love lost between us. And as much as we respect them on game day, we're looking for each other. But tell us a little bit about what you know about Commodores and our rivalries and, the conference in general. And how does that match up with some of the other experiences that you've had?
First of all, this history of Erie is huge. I heard about this project a long time ago. In the last couple of years, more close to me, having the experience with the previous coaching staff as well. And I think, first of all, Cleveland is going to be one for the books. I think we're going to win it, to be fair. I have to say that.
You have to say that
I have
this
to
time of
say
year for sure, yes.
this time of the year. But I think when the time is going to come, the results, they're going to speak by themselves. But I think there's two particular moments that I'm looking forward, and it's the home opener. First home opener against Niagara at home. I think it's going to be very good. Bring a lot of fans to the stadium and show them, what we're about, what we want to build here at this club, and a good way of playing soccer that the fans are going to enjoy.
Yeah, and I think that's just it. Our conference is, I'm not sure we're the best conference in the country, but I can absolutely say that we're one of the most. There's so much parity in our conference. You just mentioned Niagara, Ambassadors, Rochester, Flower City. There's an awful lot of parity in it, a lot of good games. So every game in a 12-game season, 6 home, 6 away, there's lots of battles. And I don't think there's any game where you can look at the schedule and kind of go, we should get 3 points from that. So you kind of have to hit the ground running. So you're ready for this?
Definitely. And this is something that the lads, they already know before coming in. It's a short preseason, but I think we are ready. We established, we have the basis, and now we need to work on that. And especially this year, having a couple of games that we play back to back is definitely a different schedule. So that can be looked as a pro and as an con at the same time. And I think it's going to be beneficial for us. Playing back to back, we get them away, and after that we focus on the next game by game. That was the most important thing.
Yeah, and it was one of the reasons we went to a 12-game schedule. We would have played a 10-game regular season schedule last year, and there was a little imbalance in that. Depending on geography, you played maybe some teams twice and only other teams once. So it's really interesting to see how it's going to shake out. So at the end of the day, whoever goes to playoffs, you can't say that side had a little bit of an easier schedule than this side. You play everybody twice, and the best team wins, really, doesn't it?
I think that attracts good players. And if you want to have good players in the season, you need to have a good conference. Most of the good players, they want competition. And I think our conference, the Great Lakes Conference, is a very good one to do that, especially in NPSL.
Yeah, for sure. We've spoken about some of the players that you're bringing in. One of the things that you'll have to get used to and accustomed to is, what's on offer, talent-wise locally. There are some good players that are here locally, that play locally at Mercier Sturgannon or Penn State Berrend. There's also some guys that are away that are coming home for the summer who you're probably not 100% aware of just yet, even though they've reached out. So tell us how you blend the international and the local flavour, to put a team together that people really want to see.
You definitely need a mix. You cannot bring people just from outside because they don't know how Erie is, how the club, and the values that we stand for. So after the tryouts, saw a lot of talent. I'm excited for what I saw, and this definitely makes my job easier because you can be in any other part of the country as a club, and if you don't have local talent, will make your life very hard. So definitely having the tryouts, seeing the local talent in Erie helped me a lot.
And it's true, and it's nice because some of the local guys, they like to come home over every summer, or they like to stay here, and represent. As well as I know from Ireland, from Spain, representing your local hometown is a huge honour. And sometimes translating that into America is difficult. Sometimes people feel like if I go further away and play, it's better. But getting these guys home and playing for Erie and representing Erie Commodores, for me, is a huge honour for them, and it's one of the reasons I continue to do this. So I feel like you feel something similar.
Definitely. I think that's something hard to achieve, bringing that talent and that willingness for people, to go watch game, support the local club. It's harder to do in college, but since we are a summer organization, it makes definitely easier to people to come watch and more enthusiastic as well.
Yeah, and it is, and this year we have a few more midweek games. We have a few Wednesday games and a Thursday game. Typically games are on Fridays or Saturdays or Sunday afternoons. I don't think we have any Sunday game, but midweek games. So it'll be interesting to see. Erie, PA in the summer, there's a lot going on because we've just dealt with a lot of bad weather for the last number of months. So people are gunning to get out. So if we put a product on the field that is exciting, I think then people will definitely come and watch. So looking forward to that part of it as well, and we'll take it from there, right?
Definitely. I think when you combine both, good soccer, good organization, the fans, they will come by itself. And especially with the year, with what we have projected right now, definitely a lot of people will come out and support.
Good man. So as we look forward to our 2026 season here, our first game of the season is a home game, May 16th. All our home games are at Saxon Stadium on Mercier University campus. That's been our home field now for a number of years, and we're we're happy and comfortable there. So we're also looking forward to, you know, kind of maybe increasing our match day experience, a lot more kind of promotions and giveaways that get people excited about it, in addition to hopefully having a great team and playing a really, really nice, exciting brand of soccer here. So again, as I sit here, I'm always excited. I'm always excited about the start of the season, you know, and talking to Kata about the recruiting that's going on, and you know, all the stuff that we got going on behind the scenes here a little bit. You know, we're excited for 2026 season again, and you know, flying the NPSL flag at a good level in this town, and with the World Cup, it's 2026 summer is I'm really looking forward to. So we hope to see you there. That's all from us, folks. John Melody, Coach Kata, anything to add for the last few seconds?
No, thanks for having me. I'm very excited for this summer, and I hope I'm going to see a lot of fans at Saxon Stadium.
Okay, thank you all for joining us. For all information, folks, and to stay up to date, you can visit our website, eriecommodores.com.